What if I told you that the reason you're broke has almost nothing to do with how much money you make? It's not your salary. It's not the economy. It's not even that expensive coffee habit everyone loves to blame. It's something much smaller, much quieter, and it's happening to you dozens of times a day without you even noticing. It's called decision fatigue. And it might be the single biggest reason your bank account never grows, no matter how hard you work. Stick with me for the next 10 minutes because by the end of this video you're going to build a system that makes you wealthy, without you having to think about it ever again. Picture this. It's Sunday night. Bills are spread across the table. A spreadsheet is open on the laptop, half filled, half abandoned. And there's that familiar knot in the stomach. Should I pay this now or wait till Friday? Can I afford to eat out this week? Did I already transfer money to savings or was that last month? One decision. Then another. Then another. By the time the week is over, you've made hundreds of tiny financial choices, and every single one of them cost you something. Not money. Willpower. This is decision fatigue and psychologists have studied it for decades. The more decisions you make in a day, the worse your later decisions become. Your brain gets tired just like a muscle. And when your brain is tired, it doesn't reach for the smart choice, it reaches for the easy one. The impulsive one. The I'll deal with it later one. That's why the same person who is disciplined at 9 a.m. ends up ordering takeout, buying something they don't need, or skipping the savings transfer by 9 p.m. It's not a character flaw. It's just biology. And here's the trap. Most people try to fix this with a budget. They open an app, they categorize every coffee and every Uber ride, they promise themselves, this month will be different. And it works, for about 12 days. Then life happens, motivation fades, and the spreadsheet gets abandoned in a drawer of good intentions. The problem was never that you lacked discipline. The problem is that you're relying on discipline in the first place. And discipline, unlike a system, runs out. So if a budget isn't the answer, what is? The answer is simple, but it changes everything. Stop building a budget. Start building a system. A budget asks you to make a decision every single day. A system makes the decision once, and then runs on autopilot forever. Think about it like a washing machine. You don't stand there scrubbing every piece of clothing by hand, thinking about each stain individually. You load it, you press one button, and the machine handles the rest while you go live your life. That's exactly what a wealth system does for your money. You set it up once. You press start. And your finances take care of themselves in the background. No willpower required, no Sunday night spreadsheet panic, no more decision fatigue eating away at your future. This isn't about being smarter than everyone else, or having some secret investment tip. It's about removing yourself from the equation so your future wealth doesn't depend on how strong your willpower happens to be on any given day. Let's build that system together right now. 3 simple rules. Rule number 1, pay yourself first, automatically. Here's what almost everyone does by accident. Paycheck comes in, bills go out, groceries go out, fun money goes out, and whatever is left over, if anything, gets saved. Savings becomes an afterthought. The leftovers. The scraps. Flip that order. The moment your paycheck lands, a set percentage, even just 10%, moves automatically into your savings or investment account before you ever get the chance to spend it. Not manually. Not when you remember. Automatically on payday every single time. Why does this work so well? Because you can't miss money you never see. If it's gone before you open your banking app, there's no decision to make, no temptation to resist, and no willpower required. You're not saving what's left after spending, you're spending what's left after saving. This one rule, done automatically, is often the single biggest lever in the entire system. Rule number 2, separate your accounts. One for bills. One for savings. One for fun. Here's the problem with keeping everything in one account. Your brain doesn't see boundaries, it just sees a number. If your balance says $4,000, it doesn't matter that $3,000 of that is technically already spoken for by rent, subscriptions, and next week's electric bill. Your brain treats that whole number as money I have, and that's exactly how overspending sneaks in. Separate accounts fix this instantly. One account exists purely for fixed bills, rent, insurance, utilities. A second account exists purely for savings and investing, untouched, growing quietly in the background. And a third, just as important as the other two, exists purely for guilt-free fun. Dinners out, hobbies, spontaneous purchases. That third account matters more than people think. A system that only restricts you will eventually break because nobody sticks with something that feels like punishment forever. But when your fun money is already separated, already accounted for, already guilt-free, You can spend it freely because you know your bills are covered and your future is already being funded. 3 accounts. 3 jobs. 0 decisions required once it's set up. Rule number 3, automate your investments. Investing on autopilot. This is where most people stumble because investing feels like it requires expertise. Timing the market, picking the right stock, watching charts, reading the news. And that feeling of complexity is exactly what keeps people stuck on the sidelines for years, watching inflation quietly shrink their savings while they wait for the right moment. Here's the truth, the right moment is a myth. What actually builds wealth over time isn't perfect timing, it's consistency. A fixed amount invested automatically, on the same day every month, regardless of whether the market is up or down, regardless of the news headlines, regardless of how you're feeling that day. This approach even has a name, dollar cost averaging, and its real power isn't the strategy itself. It's that it removes emotion from the equation entirely. You're not chasing headlines. You're not panic selling on a red day or over-investing on a green one. The transfer just happens. Same amount. Same day. Every single month. Quietly compounding in the background while you focus on literally anything else. Set it up once with an automatic recurring transfer into your investment account, and you've just outsourced one of the hardest parts of building wealth to a system that never gets tired, never gets emotional, and never skips a month because it had a bad day. So let's put the whole system together. Payday arrives. Before you can spend a single cent, a percentage automatically moves into savings. That's rule 1, pay yourself first. That money, along with your remaining income, is automatically sorted into your 3 separate accounts, bills, savings, and fun. That's rule 2. And on a fixed day each month, a set amount from your savings account is automatically funneled into your investments. That's rule 3, autopilot investing. Notice what's missing from all of this, you. Not because you don't matter, but because the system doesn't need you to make decisions anymore. You already made the only decision that counts once when you set it up. Everything after that runs quietly in the background, whether you're focused, tired, distracted, or having the best or worst day of your life. That's the entire point. Wealth isn't built by people who have perfect discipline every single day. It's built by people who were smart enough to stop depending on discipline in the first place. Remember that Sunday night we started with? The bills on the table, the half-finished spreadsheet, that knot in your stomach? Now picture a different Sunday. The same person, same income, same life. Except this time they're not staring at spreadsheets. They're relaxed. Maybe reading a book, maybe out with friends, maybe just doing absolutely nothing at all. And in the background, quietly, without a single decision being made, the machine is running. Money moving. Bills paid. Savings growing. Investments compounding. Not because they got lucky. Not because they suddenly developed superhuman discipline. Because they stopped relying on willpower and built a system instead, one that works even when they don't. That's the difference between a budget and a wealth system. A budget asks something of you every single day. A system asks something of you once. So here's your one decision for today. Pick one of these 3 rules and automate it, right now before you close this video. And if you want the full step-by-step setup, the next video breaks down exactly how to do it, account by account, in under 15 minutes. Hit subscribe and let's build the system that builds your wealth for you.